Unit 2, Practicing 21st Century Skills in the Workplace. At the end of the unit, you should be able to 1. Lead as a management function. 2. Work effectively in a diverse workplace, and 3. Evaluate occupational safety, health, environmental, and entrepreneurial work practices. Lesson 1, Leading as a management function. Introduction. In today's dynamic work environment, understanding and fulfilling your role is essential to a successful and harmonious workplace. Regardless of your position, you must deliver it properly. There are many aspects to consider and to follow when performing one's task. This should adhere to the standards and guidelines established by the company you are working with. These standards and guidelines will help you promote a safe and healthy environment for everyone, create attainable and realistic goals, provide just and appropriate rules and policies, and foster strong relationships towards your coworkers and managers/employers. Whether you are an employee looking to enhance your performance or an employer seeking to build a cohesive and productive team, you should be equipped with the knowledge and insights necessary to thrive in the professional world. In this lesson, you will learn the following: communication in the workplace, leading workplace discussions, leading small teams, goal setting and action planning, and supervising team performance. Topic 1, Communication in the workplace. Communication in the workplace. Effective communication is crucial in any workplace, and for visual graphic designers, it plays a particularly significant role in ensuring successful collaboration, project outcomes, and overall professional growth. Verbal communication refers to the oral communication of two or more individuals exchanging thoughts or messages. This may be done face-to-face or through a medium, such as a phone call or a video call. There are factors that can affect the success of communicating verbally. These factors may include voice intonation, the way your voice rises and falls when speaking. Pitch, this refers to the highness and lowness of the tone perceived by the ear. Vocabulary, these are the words in a specific language that a speaker and listener know and understand. Nonverbal gestures or expression, this refers to the actions one makes when communicating. This may include movement of hands, head, and other parts of the body. As a visual graphic designer, VGD, you have to deliver your voice properly and use appropriate, simple, and understandable words when communicating your designs to your clients. Visual graphic designers often work in teams with other designers, copywriters, marketers, and project managers. Effective communication ensures that everyone is on the same page, promoting a cohesive and coordinated effort. It helps in brainstorming sessions, idea exchanges, and seamless integration of different elements into the final design. Topic 2, Leading workplace discussions. Leading workplace discussions. As a visual graphic designer, it is common that you will be required to work with other people including your clients. This may involve continuous discussions with regards to the product you are producing. Sometimes, you have to lead the conversation. The result of the conversation, good or bad, will depend on your ability to lead the whole discussion process. Workplace discussions are essential components of effective communication and collaboration within a professional environment. These conversations can occur in various formats, including team meetings, one-on-one interactions, group discussions, and virtual communications. Coordination meetings. These are set to bring all the important stakeholders together in order to provide clear communication between parties, set goals, and discuss effective management of resources to ensure that the project or program is achieved. Before meeting. Introduction of the different participants involved in the short discussion/review of the previous meetings and update project status. During meeting. Discussion on the agenda. After meeting. Summarize the discussions and create conclusions. Peer-to-peer discussion. Peer-to-peer discussions are informal meetings where employees work and learn together to share their knowledge and skills to attain the goals or objectives. This can be done by two or a group of teams. Emergency meetings. These discussions provide an opportunity for team members to come together to solve problems and overcome challenges. Brainstorming sessions, collaborative problem solving, and open dialogue allow for the exploration of different perspectives and the development of creative solutions. Feedback and performance discussions. These discussions are a vital part of professional growth. Regular performance discussions, feedback sessions, and constructive critiques contribute to individual and team improvement. These conversations should be conducted in a respectful and constructive manner, focusing on specific actions and behaviors. Topic 3: Leading small teams. Leadership is an indispensable quality in the field of visual graphic design. The ability to lead effectively is crucial for guiding individuals and teams toward common goals, making informed decisions, and fostering a positive and productive work environment. Here's how to model leadership in small teams. Foster open and honest communication. Established an environment that promotes honesty and openness where employees can easily share their insights or thoughts without fear or feeling unheard. Encourage every employee to always participate in the discussions and listen to them. Provide honest, kind, and clear answers to their questions so that they can still follow the right path in attaining the goal. Remember to be always professional. Create collaborative goals. At the start, create a specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, relevant, and time-bound, SMART, goal where everyone can have a role and contributions in attaining it. Celebrate their success. Recognize the effort of every person involved. To thank them, you may do the following. 1. Group outing, if allowed. 2. Virtual teams can use virtual escape room. 3. Use digital recognition or praise tools. 4. Give tangible awards. 5. If applicable, treat them with food or paid vacation leave. Allow team members to problem solve. Let your team think and provide solutions instead of giving them directly the answers. By doing that, you can fuel their confidence and promote a sense of ownership in their output. Provide adequate resources and training. As a leader, it is your job to ensure that your employees are equipped with the right knowledge and skills. Help your team in developing their skills and knowledge. If your team is competent enough, this will increase the chances of attaining the goal. To do this, you may provide training or workshops and right work resources. Keep yourself accountable. Problems may always arise during work, make sure to find a way to address it. Since you are the leader, be in charge and take action in correcting mistakes and lapses. Keep your eye on the big picture. Aside from working on the specific task, always remind yourself and the team to look for the wider scope, goal. This helps the team to stay on track on attaining the goal. Show some empathy. Our work may become overwhelming and sometimes will lead to health or personal problems. Do not forget that in the end we are still human trying to manage our day-to-day tasks. Understand and give your employees time, space, or chances. Build strong one-on-one relationships. Try to form a connection to every employee professionally. In this way, they will be more honest and open to you. This will also create a stronger bond for the whole team. Again, try to listen. If their proposed solution can contribute in attaining the goal, support them. Build respect. A workplace that promotes and practices respect is a safe environment. This should start from the leader in order to be emulated by his/her subordinates. To show respect, you must be aware of your lapses and take accountability for it and understand your employees and consider their views and thoughts. Topic 3: Leading small teams. Tips in delivering a presentation. Whether you're addressing a room full of colleagues or clients, the key to success lies not only in the content you share but also in how you present it. Below are tips on how you can improve your presentation skills. Pace yourself. Speak in a modulated voice at a moderate pace so that you can be easily understood. Focus on the important points and avoid sharing unnecessary information. Build rapport with your audience. Make sure to engage your listeners/students. You may improve your tone of voice, body language, facial expression, or eye contact when presenting. Don't read from the slides. Master your presentation to avoid reading directly from the slide or documents. Emphasize the important points. If necessary, expand the points and give real-life or practical examples. Pay attention to your listeners. When the listeners talk, listen well so that you can answer them correctly. Aside from asking them, observe their facial expression, confused, engaged, bored, and body language, then adjust your style if necessary. Be prepared for questions. Presenting is not a one-way process. Listeners may sometimes ask if they are confused. Set rules when they can ask to avoid confusion and disorganization during the presentation. Topic 3: Leading small teams. Company policies and procedures. The following are the common company policies and procedures that needs to be established. Workplace health and safety. It is necessary to implement occupational safety policies in the workplace to ensure that all employees can be safe from any form of harm. Mostly, the company/agency will hold reliable when accidents occur. Worst case, this will land in court if in serious conditions. To ensure this will not happen, provide policies that safeguard the health of the employees. Equal opportunity policy. Every employee should be given equal access for opportunities regardless of their gender, preference, sex, social status, race, etc. A workplace that is safe from any form of discrimination promotes progressive environment. Common policies under this are non-discrimination, anti-harassment, workplace violence and diversity. A company/agency that practices this policy also promotes a safe workplace environment. Employee Code of Conduct. Every company/agency sets a standard in which every employee should abide. This will be a reflection of the employee's behavior towards their job. To implement this effectively, communicate clearly to the employees the set rules they are expected to show and do. This may include positive behavior, work responsibilities and duties, attendance, etc. Setting code of conduct can help evaluate employees easily. Leave of absence policy. Most companies/agencies give leaves to their employees. This may include sick leave, vacation leave, maternity leave, paid time off, emergency leave, religious observances, etc. To ensure that employees will not use this anytime they want and to maintain a full force in the workplace, the management should provide written policies in using these absences. For example, maximum duration of the absence, list of valid reasons for leaving, conditions for taking leaves, and other similar policies. Employee disciplinary action policy. Problems may often arise in the workplace. This may be because of various reasons. To minimize and handle this, the management should implement policies that can help prevent and manage these problems. It is important to communicate and write clear, appropriate, fair, and lawful sanctions for every misbehavior or violation. Inform employees ahead or during their onboarding sessions what are the consequences. In this way, they can avoid causing trouble and help the company/agency manage their employees. Shift rostering or shift management. This refers to the required number of hours that the employees should work. It includes a list of employees and their information with regards to their schedules, such as the timing, location, and work. Common advantages of shift rostering are the following: 1. Allows employee flexibility, 2. Increases productivity and company growth, and 3. Helps reduce labor costs by saving overtime. Topic 3: Leading small teams. Team. A team is a group of individuals who work together to attain a specific goal. This may comprise diverse people with different or similar skills. Types of workplace teams. Self-managing. A group of independent individuals that can manage their work with little or no supervision from their supervisors or manager. Mostly, they create their own directions, workflow, goals, and deadlines. However, they are still required to report their progress and outputs to their manager or supervisors. Functional department. This team is composed of people with the same skills or that belong to the same department. they are mostly assigned to work for a specific goal over a time or in the long term. Despite being grouped to attain certain tasks, they can be restructured depending on the management. One example of a functional department is the IT department working to solve a company's IT problems. Cross-functional. This team is composed of employees from different departments to work together for a project that may last only for a short period of time. Once the project is done, the group will then cease. One example is that sales and marketing employees may work together for a campaign. When the goal for this campaign is already attained, the combined teams will no longer work together. 5 stages of forming workplace teams. Training. Every employee involved will be called out to work together. They will be presented with the purpose of the tasks and other matters as a group. If necessary, they will be required to be in training together to address the specific goal. Defining. This stage involves identifying the roles and responsibilities of each employee in the group. This will also include identifying the leader. Then, the leader will serve as the decision maker of the group. Similarly, the leader will also depend on the support of his/her member in attaining the goal of the tasks. Recognizing. As everyone identifies their roles and responsibilities, they will slowly recognize their work and their contribution to the group. They will eventually adapt to their work. Everyone will do their task based on the guidance of their leader. Performing. Once everyone understands the goal or objectives and their role and responsibilities, they will eventually know their tasks and perform it to their best effort. Ending. When the goal is already attained, each member will no longer perform their roles and responsibilities just like they used to. The leader will decide if they should continue their work or the members will be regrouped to do other tasks. Skills and techniques to build teams. Define the purpose. Provide a clear purpose and vision for the team to work with, its objectives and goals. You may define the purpose by following these questions: what do you want to create, improve, or change? What is the purpose of each person's role in the team? Assemble the team. Identify the skills and abilities of each member and decide which one can be grouped together. The best way is to group diverse members with complementary skills and abilities. Make sure that despite having different personalities, they can work together harmoniously and deal with their differences to attain the goal. Determine the specific goals. When the team has already been established, you may then create specific steps on attaining the goals. Provide outlines on the required tasks and its schedule to accomplish it and set the roles of each member. In doing this, make sure to consider the resources like the time, materials, space, support, number of employees involved and their capabilities and the project/company's allotted budget. Set expectations. Provide rules and standards to establish a line on what to expect on them. This will also help the management ensure that each employee is working truthfully and diligently. Common rules and standards that are usually implemented include: communication process, frequent, honest, and transparent communication. Giving credits to one's value, encouraging and recognizing each contribution. Handling conflict, constructively and in a fair process. Listening and respecting one's decision and feedback. Setting and providing detailed standards to ensure that everyone contributes in attaining the goal. Monitor and review. As the team works continuously in attaining the goal, you will need to monitor and review the progress to assess what needs to be improved and adjusted. This can also help in checking if the team is close to attaining the goal. To monitor and review the progress, you may ask the following questions: what have we achieved so far? What have we learned? What isn't working so well? How can we improve? Celebrate and reward. Every accomplishment should be celebrated. In the end, the success of attaining the goal would not be fulfilled if not for each member who has given their best effort. Recognize and reward them for their contributions and hard work. Employees who are appreciated will continuously give their best in doing their work. You may do this by sending a thank you or appreciation letter. You may also announce their names/s and contributions or achievements during a meeting. Topic 4, Goal Setting and Action Planning. As individuals and as a team. Setting personal goals. 1. Formulate a vision. To do this, evaluate your performance and desires, then align these to what you want to achieve. Make this as your guide to create a vision for yourself in the future. What do you want to be in the future, or where you want to be in the future? It should be smart. 2. Create a plan. When you already have your vision, you may then make this as a basis to create specific actions to attain the goal. Specify the terms and create a step-by-step process. Remember, it should still be realistic and attainable. 3. Track your progress. As you follow your plan, you will then encounter failures and aspects that need to be improved. Learn from it and apply your insight to continue and improve your plans and provide better practices in the future. Learning is a continuous process. 4. Always assess your plan. As you progress, go back to your plan and evaluate if it is still relevant and aligned on the things you want to achieve. If not, formulate another plan or make changes if necessary. To attain and develop your personal goal, you may follow these. O. Practice time management. O. Improve your emotional intelligence. O. Practice resiliency. O. Listen actively. O. Be dedicated. O. Make reading a habit. O. Explore and learn new things. O. Develop your public speaking skills. O. Build a network, meet new people. Setting team goals. O. Identify and understand the short-term and long-term goals of the organization. O. Communicate with your team to formulate a specific strategy to attain the goals. O. Always create SMART goals. O. Provide timelines in order to achieve the goals on time. O. Track the progress regularly. Update your team on the status of the goal and evaluate on the lapses. O. Again, always review the goals to keep the team on track. Apply necessary changes. Topic 4, Goal Setting and Action Planning. Setting performance expectations. Things to remember when setting performance expectations. 1. Emphasize objectives. 2. Set expectations early or during their onboarding session. 3. Give employees a sense of accountability in every task/work they do. 4. Provide meaningful feedback, as possible. 5. Motivate them to do their best. 6. Make performance expectations smart. According to Dr. Belinda Wee, the following are common workplace performance expectations for different level of positions. Position level of employee and performance expectations. Senior level manager or executive, focus on department performances. Manager or supervisory position, focus on unity and functional results of the team. Professional or technical position, focus on project-related performances. Individual contributor, focus on assigned tasks and contributions to the team. Major project member or departmental initiator, focus on the major projects/departmental initiatives specifically. Topic 4, Goal Setting and Action Planning. Performance issues. The following are common performance issues in the workplace. Low productivity or late completion. This may be because of delayed submission of reports or outputs, employees coming to work late or leaving work too early, continuous absences, taking excessive breaks, procrastinating, or too much browsing on the internet. To address this, provide clear rules and expectations at the beginning. You may also remind them of the rules or have a one-on-one talk to address their mistakes or lapses. Poor quality of work. Every employee has a different level of knowledge or skills on a certain aspect. You may assign them to do their task based on their strengths. Other causes of poor quality of work may be poor motivation and personal problems. To address this, you may talk to them and find a solution that may be fair to everyone, like giving the struggling employee a break or ample time to do his/her task. Sometimes, the problem could be because of poor management. If this is the case, review the existing guidelines or system of the office and restructure it if necessary. Lack of accountability. Some employees may not take responsibility for their work, leading to a lack of ownership and follow-through. To address this, Clearly define roles and responsibilities, foster a culture of accountability, provide regular feedback on performance. Resistance to change. Most workplaces should adapt to the current trends and demands of society. Thus, everyone is required to accept this. However, some employees may be unreceptive. In order for them to accept the changes, inform them ahead, provide clear information, and allow them to take it slowly. Inappropriate behaviors. A workplace is composed of diverse individuals working together to attain a goal. Behavior problems may sometimes be rooted from the workers' differences. Common behavior problems include refusing to cooperate, failure to digest or follow instructions, hostility towards coworkers, etc. As a leader, you must provide clear rules at the start, promote respect and other positive behavior, give sanctions for misbehavior, or you may provide a one-on-one talk to the troubled employee. Topic 5. Supervising team performance. Supervising team performance. As a leader, one of your responsibilities will be to manage projects and delegate tasks/responsibilities to your team members. Once you assign tasks, the next task is to supervise your team's performance. Here's how. Delegating responsibilities. 1. Determine individual strengths and weaknesses. 2. Identify the specific tasks that must be done. 3. Communicate and inform them regularly about the priorities, updates, and other concerns. 4. Let them be accountable to the tasks they are assigned with. 5. As much as possible, provide meetings or one-on-one talk to discuss long-term goals. Monitoring performance. Observe how your employees do their job. You may roam around the office or just simply watch them afar. Make sure that it is not obvious and intimidating. This will help you directly see the weaknesses/lapses and strengths of the employee or the management flow. Ask for an update. Check the performance status of your team every once in a while. Communicate to them in groups or individually. This will help you be updated on your team's level in attaining the goal. It also helps in identifying the things that need to be improved and the assistance that your team needs. Provide self-monitoring tools. These tools may include project plans, checklists, and activity logs. This helps you and your team to keep on track on the task they are required to do. Review the team's progress. Aside from asking for an update, it is essential to evaluate the status of the tasks they are assigned. Reviewing the tasks from time to time may reduce possible mistakes and helps in determining the lapses/mistakes early. This can also help on keeping each member on track. Gather feedback. In order to know if the tasks were performed effectively, you must try asking a wider audience like the customers or coworkers. This will verify your observation towards the performance of the employee. This will also help you make a fair evaluation of their performance because it is not one-sided. Make sure this is done professionally and not for personal reasons. Performance coaching and management. The following are tips you may consider when coaching and managing performance. At the start, provide a clear understanding of their role in the team. You may assess them and provide tasks that can develop their skills and knowledge individually but can also contribute to the group as a whole. Foster collaboration. Be open to new and different perspectives so that your team can emulate your behavior. If they can accept different views, they can easily understand everyone. They will eventually work together with less conflict. Also, as a leader you have to always share essential information and strategies to help the team. Understand the role and system of the organization. It is easier to work and be able to attain the goal if you and your team understand the roles, purpose, and the processes/system of the organization. Be comfortable with ambiguity. As you go along the process, your team may find problems and difficulties with the plan you have established. If this may occur, be open enough to embrace new ideas and accept changes. Learn from your team and use it to guide them to provide a better plan/strategy. Establish boundaries. Despite having to create a close bond with your team and other people in the organization, it is still important to establish boundaries. For this, people around you may not disregard your authority. Similarly, respect and professionalism can still be present every time you have to deal with them. Be patient. Let them adapt and learn at their own pace. Eventually, they will apply what you have taught them, and soon, you may see it in their work and behavior. Performance criteria are specific and measurable standards or benchmarks used to evaluate an individual's or a team's performance in the workplace. These criteria are established to assess how effectively an employee or a group has met predetermined goals, objectives, or expectations within a given time frame. The purpose of performance criteria is to provide a clear and objective basis for assessing performance, guiding individuals and teams toward achieving desired outcomes, and facilitating fair and consistent evaluations. Job knowledge: the employee exhibits understanding and mastery of his/her role or work. This may also include that he/she has achieved new skills/knowledge or has improved his/her knowledge/skills. Efficiency and time management: the employee gives his/her best effort in accomplishing the assigned tasks on time and provides ways that maximize the available resources. Quality of work: the employee shows acceptable to excellent output. His/her work is accurate, neat, and does not require multiple revisions. Dependability and decision making: the employee demonstrates obedience, follow rules/standards, and independence, can work alone, when assigned to do certain tasks. He/she only requires minimal supervision. Flexibility/adapting to change: the employee can easily adapt and learn new sets of skills and knowledge. He/she demonstrates willingness to learn and do new tasks and shows a positive attitude towards change. Teamwork: the employee shows willingness to collaborate with his/her team/coworkers. He/she can cooperate and communicate well with his/her team/coworkers. He/she shows honest, polite, clear, and direct communication towards others. Attendance: the employee follows the required work time/schedule. As possible, he/she is always present and avoids tardiness or absences. Ownership and compliance: the employee takes ownership and accountability for his/her work. He/she demonstrates initiative and honesty in dealing with problems involving his/her work. He/she gives effort in complying with the assigned tasks. Giving feedback. Constructive feedback: a statement that points to different work aspects that an employee needs to improve. This is sometimes given when the employer needs to address the lapses and mistakes of the employee. When giving this, an employer would mostly offer a solution to correct the lapses/mistakes. Positive feedback: this is a form of recognition and praise to the good behavior or output of an employee. The employer mostly gives positive feedback when the employee shows good to excellent qualities of work or behavior. In providing feedback, follow the steps below. 1. List the positive and constructive feedback that you have observed in your employee. Remember to focus on his/her work performance and professional behavior, not on his/her personal behavior or life. 2. Jot down notes on the things you want to further explain to the employee. This helps make the feedback clear and organized. The notes can also serve as a guide to the flow of the discussion. 3. Schedule a meeting with the concerned employee. This should be done individually. Setting a schedule helps the employee get ready for the feedback he/she might receive. 4. Discuss the feedback to the concerned employee privately. After you have given the feedback, give the employee space to share his/her thoughts. Make sure to give solutions to every constructive feedback. Avoid discussing irrelevant topics. Your goal is to address the lapses and give recognition. 5. End the meeting with a positive conclusion. Let them know that their work has a great contribution in the organization/company. This helps them feel that they have still accomplished something despite all their lapses/mistakes. This also encourages them to stay motivated in doing their work. Remember to emphasize the good points and take note of the important insights. Lesson 2: Working effectively in a diverse environment. Introduction. In today's globalized workplaces, diversity brings fresh perspectives and innovative solutions. However, challenges like miscommunication and bias arise. To succeed, we must prioritize inclusivity, promote cultural understanding, and foster open dialogue. By embracing diversity and continuously learning, we unlock the true potential of diverse teams, driving creativity, collaboration, and overall success. In this lesson, you will learn the following. Working in diverse environment, addressing workplace challenges, and proposing methods of applying learning and innovation in the organization. Topic 1. Working in a diverse environment. Workplace diversity. 1. Perspectives. Variety of different perspectives from employees with diverse backgrounds. 2. Increased creativity. Your company becomes a melting pot of new fresh ideas. 3. More innovations. Different backgrounds and ideas spark innovation. 4. Increased profits. Creative diverse workforce brings financial benefits. 5. Higher engagement. Employees who feel appreciated become more engaged workforce. 6. Better decision making. More potential solutions increase decision making within the team. 7. Employee turnover. By having employees feeling accepted and valued, you will decrease turnover. 8. Better reputation. Good, human, and socially responsible companies build stronger reputation. 9. Hiring results. Strong reputation and employer brand turns company into desirable place to work. 10. Problem solving. Diverse solutions can bring the best results faster. Topic 2. Addressing workplace challenges. Creating an action plan. Goal setting. Formulate smart, specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, time-based goals. Tasks and timelines. List the actions to be taken to attain the goal. Provide a timeline to determine the progress of the tasks. Determine the amount of time to be given on each task. Be considerate. Assign resources. Assign resources or tasks. Identify which of the employees will fit to do the specific tasks. Monitoring. Track the progress. You may provide a tracking tool or set and explain to them the process of how and when they should report or make updates. Lesson 3, Occupational Safety and Health, Environmental, and Entrepreneurial Work Practices. Introduction. In the ever-changing landscape of business and industry, the importance of safety, health, environmental consciousness, and entrepreneurial skills has never been greater. Ensuring the well-being of employees, safeguarding the environment, and fostering entrepreneurship are critical elements for sustainable growth and success. In this introduction, we will explore the significance of evaluating occupational safety and health, OSH, practices, environmental work practices, and the facilitation of entrepreneurial skills for micro, small, and medium enterprises, MSMEs. By examining these aspects comprehensively, we can pave the way for more responsible and prosperous work environments. In this lesson, you will learn the following. OSH work practices, environmental work practices, and facilitating entrepreneurial skills for MSMEs. Topic 1, OSH work practices. In visual graphic design, it is crucial to prioritize occupational safety and health, OSH, practices to ensure a safe and conducive working environment. This content will focus on key OSH considerations, including ergonomics, eye constraints, radiation, electrical hazards, stress, noise, prolonged sitting, and frequent use of mouse and keyboard. Additionally, we will explore good practices to mitigate the challenges associated with prolonged sitting. Safe work practices. Ergonomics. Visual graphic designers spend extended periods at their workstations. Ensure that chairs, desks, and monitors are ergonomically designed to promote good posture and reduce the risk of musculoskeletal issues. Prolonged sitting. Combat the adverse effects of prolonged sitting by incorporating short breaks for stretching and walking. Utilize standing desks or alternate between sitting and standing throughout the day. Eye health. Combat eye strain by following the 20-20-20 rule. Look at something 20 feet away for 20 seconds every 20 minutes. Do adjust monitor brightness and contrast to comfortable levels and consider using anti-glare screens. Frequent use of mouse and keyboard. Avoid repetitive strain injuries by using ergonomic mice and keyboards. Implement keyboard shortcuts to reduce reliance on mouse usage. Take short breaks to stretch your hands and fingers. Safe work practices. Noise. Minimize workplace noise by using noise-canceling headphones or finding a quiet workspace. Create a conducive environment to enhance focus and productivity. Stress. Manage stress through regular breaks, deep breathing exercises, and mindfulness techniques. Prioritize tasks, set realistic goals, and maintain a healthy work-life balance. Radiation and electrical hazards. Position monitors at an arm's length away and at eye level to minimize exposure to radiation. Regularly check electrical equipment for safety, and use surge protectors to prevent electrical hazards. Topic 1. OSH Work Practices. Emergency Procedures. Emergency procedures are a set of actions undertaken in the event of an accident or emergency. We will discuss the following emergency procedures in this topic. 1. Emergency preparedness. 2. First aid. 3. Cardiopulmonary resuscitation, CPR. 4. Fire safety. 5. Evacuation. Emergency preparedness. Emergencies often come without warning, but they require our immediate attention. We can minimize injuries and loss of life attributed to these emergencies by being prepared before a disaster or emergency. Know the warning signals, e.g. thunder, smoke, strong winds, etc. Stay alert for weather and emergency broadcasts. Keep a list of emergency contacts. Prepare emergency supply and first aid kits. Draw a map indicating the following. O. Designated assembly point. O. Buildings and structures. O. Access routes. O. Electrical shutoff locations. Make an inventory of the tools and equipment brought to the site of installation. Determine modes of communication before, during, and after an emergency. Participate in disaster drills for earthquakes, fires, etc. Identify focal persons for the following. O. Head count and reporting. O. Fire extinguisher. O. First aider/S. O. Search and rescue. Emergency procedures. First aid is the immediate care given to a person who has been injured or has suddenly fallen ill. Based on the image provided, here is the extracted text. First aid kit. With or without an emergency, prepare a first aid kit that contains the following. Gauze pads, 4x4 inch and 8x10 inch. Band-aids or a box of adhesive bandages. 2 triangular bandages. 2-inch wide 1 package gauze roller bandage. 1 blanket. Latex gloves. Adhesive tape. Wound cleaning agent, e.g. wet wipes. 2 elastic bandages. Resuscitation equipment, e.g. pocket mask, airway, or resuscitation bag. Numbers for emergency assistance. Cardiopulmonary resuscitation. Cardiopulmonary resuscitation, CPR, is an emergency procedure performed when there is a cardiac or breathing emergency. It combines chest compressions and artificial ventilation to restore blood circulation and breathing until medical rescue has arrived. Here is the extracted text from the image_9988e1.png. Fire safety. Fire is the result of the chemical reaction of 3 things: oxygen, fuel, and an ignition source. In the absence of just one, a fire would not start. Fire tetrahedron. Heat source, e.g. a matchstick, lighter, electrical equipment, etc. Oxygen, element present in the air. Fuel, anything that can combust to release thermal energy, e.g. wood, paper, cloth. Chemical chain reaction, at the center of the triangle. Ways to put out fire. 1. Fuel starvation or removal. Take the fuel away from the fire, or take the fire away from the fuel, or reduce the quantity or bulk of the fuel. 2. Oxygen removal. Allow the fire to consume the oxygen in one place while preventing the flow of more oxygen. Add inert gas to the burning mixture, e.g. fire extinguishers. 3. Heat source control. Hurling fire with water. Water would not work with electrical fire nor chemical fire. Based on the image_99859c.png, here is the extracted text from the clipboard graphic. Evacuation procedures. When the safety alarm rings, proceed to the designated assembly point. If the go bag is located near you, bring it. Otherwise, do not bother. If inside a multiple-story building, the person closest to the doors/stairways must be the first to leave. The last person to leave shall close the door. Everyone must move quickly and safely as possible without creating more hazards. Keep calm and listen for instructions. Proceed to access routes. Focal persons must perform their duties. Additional text in image. Top right logos, Testa online program and an official seal. Bottom right sign, evacuation point B. How to prevent infectious diseases from spreading. Immunization. Immunization is the most cost-effective way of preventing infectious diseases. Immunizations are offered to babies, children, and adults to protect against serious and preventable diseases. Proper hand washing. Hand washing is one of the best ways to keep you and the people around you from getting sick and spreading infections. When to wash hands. Before, during, and after preparing food. Before and after eating food. Before and after caring for someone who is sick with vomiting or diarrhea. Before and after treating a cut or wound. After using the toilet. After changing diapers or cleaning up a child who has used the toilet. After blowing your nose, coughing, or sneezing. After touching an animal, animal feed, or animal waste. After handling pet food or pet treats. After touching garbage. 5 steps to proper hand washing. 1. Wet your hands with clean, running water, warm or cold, turn off the tap, and apply soap. 2. Lather your hands by rubbing them together with the soap. Lather the backs of your hands, between your fingers, and under your nails. 3. Scrub your hands for at least 20 seconds. Need a timer? Hum the happy birthday song from beginning to end twice. 4. Rinse your hands well under clean, running water. 5. Dry your hands using a clean towel or air dry them. Staying at home. If you feel unwell, it is best to stay at home and recuperate. Not only are you taking care of yourself, but you are also taking care not to spread the disease to the people around you. Keep at least a 1 meter distance from your other household members so you can prevent them from getting ill as well. Sneezing and coughing. We have learned from the previous lesson how some infectious diseases can be transferred through the air when an infected person coughs or sneezes. That is why if you're down with a cold or a cough, you should cover your mouth and nose with a tissue or into your elbow if tissue is not available. Maintain a safe distance from the people around you as well as an additional precautionary measure. Cleaning surfaces. We have also learned from the previous lesson how an infection can be spread by touching a surface or object, fomites, that an infected person has contaminated. Regular cleaning of the household surfaces is essential to keep this from happening. Some of the high-touch characters in the household include door handles, tables, light switches, and taps. You can clean these surfaces with hot soapy water or just your regular household cleaning product. Proper ventilation. Proper ventilation helps prevent the spread of infectious diseases. A simple way to promote appropriate ventilation in your space would be to regularly open windows for a specific time to get fresh air circulation. For air-conditioned spaces, proper system cleaning and maintenance will help. Food safety. Proper preparation, cooking, and storage ensure that the food you eat is free from bacteria and viruses that may cause diseases. The CDC enumerated 4 steps towards food safety at home. Clean, make washing hands and surfaces a habit. Separate, avoid cross-contamination by separating raw meat, poultry, seafood, and eggs from ready-to-eat foods. Cook, make sure that the food you eat is cooked at the required minimum temperature. This helps you ensure that the pathogens present in raw food are killed upon cooking. Chill, never leave perishable food unrefrigerated for more than 2 hours. Going food at room temperature makes it a breeding ground for bacteria. Safe sex. For protection against sexually transmissible infections, STIs, you should always use a condom. Read more about preventing the spread of STIs at Safer Sex and Condoms. Topic 2. Environmental work practices. Environmental practices in the workplace. In the dynamic field of visual graphic design, VGD, it is imperative to integrate environmental standards and procedures into daily practices. In this way, you can create designs without destroying or at least minimizing the possible damage into our environment. Now, let's explore the ways we can contribute positively. Workplace resources. In pursuit of having an environmentally sound workplace, it is important to learn how to identify and monitor the current usage of resources to help reduce and minimize the quantity of potential wastage in your workplace. Ways and practices on monitoring resources differ from one workplace to another, it varies from one company to another. To start with, here are some of the basic steps on how to monitor your workplace resources. Resource conservation techniques. A workplace commonly operates for around 8-10 hours a day, but not for the service-dominated industries such as call centers, hotels, retail, and food services, which operates on a 24/7 shift schedule. Think about how costly it is to keep all your lights and air conditioning unit running for a week. That is why more and more businesses now practice energy conservation techniques to not only cut cost but also to help lessen greenhouse emissions. Every workplace produces waste: paper waste in offices, food waste in restaurants, and hazardous wastes in hospitals. Somehow, the idea that the company shoulders the bill for all the supplies and materials has the tendency to make employees a lot more wasteful than they really are. That is why proper management and control of supplies and materials is crucial, not only for reducing costs but also in minimizing waste. Environmental standards and procedures in VGD. 1. Sustainable materials. Utilize eco-friendly materials for graphic design projects, such as recycled paper and soy-based inks, to minimize the environmental impact of print materials. 2. Energy-efficient practices. Implement energy-saving measures in the design studio, including the use of energy-efficient equipment and turning off devices when not in use. 3. Digital design optimization. Emphasize digital design to reduce the demand for physical prints. Optimize file sizes and use efficient design software to minimize energy consumption. 4. Waste reduction. Adopt a waste reduction strategy by encouraging digital proofs, recycling materials, and responsibly disposing of electronic waste. 5. Collaboration with sustainable suppliers. Source materials from suppliers committed to sustainable practices and environmental responsibility. Basic business operations. Recording transactions, documenting income and expenses. Chart of accounts, categorizing transactions for easy tracking. Double entry bookkeeping, ensuring balance between debits and credits. Financial statement preparation, generating income statements, balance sheets, and cash flow statements. Bank reconciliation, matching records with bank statements to identify discrepancies. Accounts payable and receivable, managing payments to suppliers and tracking customer invoices. Financial analysis, evaluating performance, profitability, and making informed decisions. Tax compliance, maintaining accurate records for tax reporting and payment. Negotiation. Negotiation 101. Negotiating is one of the most important skills you need to master as a visual graphic designer. Negotiating with clients is all about creating win-win situations that will make lasting relationships. Customer service. Delighting the customers. Satisfaction is what customers get when their needs are met. Delighting customers is one step higher. It requires exceeding expectations by providing an extra level of care, attention, and courtesy. Let's practice with an activity. You'll be presented with scenarios. Choose which among the options will delight the clients. Main heading/scenario. You are a visual graphic designer running your freelance design business. A potential client has approached you for a logo design, but they express concerns about the project's cost and request a lower price. Left box text. Provide a detailed breakdown of the services, explaining the time, effort, and expertise involved. Right box text. Insist on the price and be prepared to walk away from unfavorable terms and conditions.